Google's crossing for that short opportunity. Oh, no, it didn't. Why did it say that it did? Okay, no, never mind. Still waiting. QCOM's coming up. Okay, QCOM I really like for this trade. Really like for this. So what I want to see now is just a nice little pullback for us. All right. But we may not get that pullback though. That's the thing. We may not get that pullback, but taking 1-to-1 with QCOM with wide spreads, typically going to be bigger than 1-to-1. So QCOM, I'm going to go ahead and set an OCO order, and then I'll walk over like why I'm entering this trade. But I'm looking at, I'll do next, tomorrow expiration. Decent spreads there. Mark at or below 185.07. Mark, okay. Oh, I guess that's all I need. So if we pull back to 185.07, I will enter at a market. Come on, baby. Pull back a little bit. Pull back a little bit, QCOM. If there's anything else, Uber's pretty trendy. Jeez, look at Meta. My gosh. Got the almost 7%. My goodness. Whoa. Awesome. They needed to have they will probably have a split soon. That's my guess. They're getting up there in price. AMD might have one soon also. Oh, AMD, good potential continuation play here with TLM. Really like that. Obviously, we can't continue just dripping lower, but if we find a bottom here, really good chance for a play up. We're kind of in that middle ground, so we just need to decide, what way are we going to go? Obviously, market's been a little bit bearish past this week, but all right, coming back for us. Come on, baby. Fill. Come on, one little small. Come on. Here we go. Okay, should be filling. Brother. Okay. Yeah, got filled. I'm not really sure how I got filled, but I got filled. So, bro, maybe that's why. Maybe I'm lagging. Interesting. Big sell-off. Interesting. Is Google turning red now? Nope. Really interesting. All right, come on. Come on, baby. There we go. They just like to scare you, I guess, huh? Jeez. I was like, what the heck? Massive selling pressure. Okay. Just got to hold up. So let's talk about Roblox short. Roblox short. Bro, I don't even have that on my watch, this Roblox. No, I don't like it for a short. I would like to see some type of market structure play out. I don't think we get it. Gap up, short back in. I just don't like it. Hood would have been a decent rotation. Good morning, or look at GM, General Motors. All right, let's get that rotation. QCOM. We will staying up. AMD is looking like it doesn't want to come up, so we'll see. We're getting further and further from that good risk reward, so we'll see. Here we go. All right, so basically what I'm looking at here, right, is, again, TLM is rotation, okay? Things get out of balance, need to get equal, right? That is TLM. I think SoFi has bad spreads, though. Let me make sure. Oh, no, it doesn't. Let's go Q. Yes, sir. SoFi here, you want to see this demand taken out and a retrace back to get an entry. Pretty good. Going to be a pretty wide stop. Might be hard to have a good trade setup, though, unfortunately. All right, bro, let's go. So, again, playing rotations, playing balance, right? So I'm looking at previous day price action. I'm noticing a sense of back and forth, right? TLM doesn't work great when the previous day, for example, TLM is probably not going to work on AMD today because what happened yesterday on AMD? We're straight up, right? Now, we could get something, right? I don't want to completely downplay it, but same thing for Google, right? Yesterday, we're almost straight up. Probably not going to get a setup. QCOM, however,
there's a trading strategy most people have never heard of, and it's quietly making traders profitable every single week. The Vault is our free trading community where you'll learn the triple line method, a strategy that's helped thousands of traders finally become consistently profitable. Inside the Vault, you will get structured trading courses from the basics all the way to funded accounts and our 3-phase system, plus live trading sessions every single week. Real trades, real setups, real traders, all in real time. To get access, all you have to do is comment Vault below and we'll send it to you for free. That's it. There's no catch. I don't need your credit card. Just comment the Vault and let's get you inside.
Right. We're in a nice balance area, right? I think we open up right here-ish. We open up right here, right? So we open up right here. We closed right there, right? So that's what? That's hardly any difference, right? And you can also look back in time too, that Monday was pretty choppy too. So we're forming this nice area of balance, right? QCOM does this pretty well. Now, this isn't a perfect balance zone, but we're forming this area of balance. It would really probably look more like that and like that. But anyways, all right, we're forming this area. We have multiple confluences for this trade. Okay. We have higher time frame balance here, or multi-day balance. We have outside of TLM come back inside. We have acceptance, and we have a market structure shift. Right, we're in this kind of downtrend. It's little, but we are right. Low, 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 lower, low, lower, low, lower, low. Come out and break it. Boom. We break all of these highs. Pull back, take trade. So now we have multiple reasons why we're taking this trade. It's not just like, oh yeah, price entered inside, or oh yeah, buyer stepped in. We have multiple reasons why we're entering this trade. That gives me the confidence to do it again and again and again and again, and again. And I'll take this all day. Now, the one catalyst to this specific trade is QCOM is a little bit of a wonky stock, but on that, it's great. Does that all make sense about like kind of what I'm looking at there as I go through that trade? Oh, did you guys see that Kroger acquired Giant Eagle? That's huge. Let's look at Kroger here. That might be a buy, bro. This might be a buy. MBIS. It's that tomfoolery. Yeah, I duplicate this. I keep that up. Oh, Google's crossing? Bro, that's an old notification. Stupid phone. I hate that. The time-sensitive ones that like stay up and doesn't show you how long. 11 minutes ago. Yeah, obviously. Thanks. Bro, yeah, this might be like a long-term buy. Seriously. Jeez. This is nice little pullback. Bro, see if there's any demand or anything right here, bro. We're approaching that. Yeah. Hey, if I get like ultra rich overnight, it's because of Kroger. So just be aware. Just be aware. It's not because of QCOM. I'll tell you that. Good joke. MBIS. Oh, let's look at IWM. Sorry. Yep. Not a bad setup. I wish there was some market structure to the upside, but you don't really need it because we're in an uptrend. So yeah. I like this. Now, I don't really think that's a valid stop though. Stop would really need to be here, but I think we still got a good setup. Yep. I like it. So stop needs to be down here because that's the last stop that took out a high. This stop hasn't taken out a high. And so stop puts us at about $1, a little less than $1. Oh no. Dang, we might have missed it. We can pull back a little bit. Try to snipe this. Boom. Sniped it. Right there. Okay. Yeah, I really like IWM here. I think it's a really good setup. Again, not like a clean break of structure on the 1 minute here today, but we're in a clear uptrend, right? So this is just like a higher time frame pullback. Boom, 950%. Looks good. Stop here to invalidate. Looks really good. Thanks for that call out. Let me set up OCO at or below. And really, you could use that as a stop, but again, more likely to get stopped out. Because I didn't grab the Trading View special because I already had the Black Friday one. I always buy every year Black Friday renews. That's when I buy. And so yeah, it's like the same price then as it is Black Friday. Great buy though. Such a sweet deal. I'm sorry, Oracle. You just don't have a great. I don't know if this is 1-to-1. That's barely. It's don't hate it though. Don't like that we're in this downtrend though, and it kind of seems like I'm fading that trend. That's the only thing that I see here, Michael, is we're kind of going against that trend. This looks like a stop hunt versus a break. And for that reason, I'm out. Google's starting to come down. AMD's starting to come up. Ayo. AMD, we still got a 1-to-1 here. I don't know. On AMD. I'd like to see QCOM do something. And Google, I don't love the short just because of, well, we're kind of in like a multi-day downtrend here. Maybe. I like days like this where it's like not everything's going in the same way. It's because it allows you for like multiple opportunity if you're seeing the market different ways. When everything's green, and how many times you got caught shorting when everything's green, right? Like, yeah, SPY similar to AMD. I kind of like the cleanliness of the chart a little bit more in AMD. I really like this kind of move, buyer step in, lower low reversal. What I don't like is the speed of this reversal. It doesn't seem very strong. With QCOM coming down, No, not yet, Tyrone. QCOM stop loss down here. So we got some room. That's like the only thing about AMD that I don't like is the lack of speed on this move up. But there was great volume here, right? Great volume there. Had probably like a, really, a little 5-minute demand here. We bounced off of, right? So there's some confluences for us. There's definitely some confluences. SPY kind of the same thing, right? This is more of like a stop hunt of the low. I don't like the lack of speed on the reversal, man. IWM is ripping though. Yes, sir. Yeah. Like look at that speed. And you see what I mean by speed? Look how fast this turned. Where on AMD, look how like slow. Like we're barely like our buyer's actually here. Or what are we doing? We're just crawling. But I do like the confluences that we have. I like this demand hold versus the stop hunt play. Just because, especially, right, in your brain, you have to imagine that there's a candle here, right? So if price action is going like this, does that tell you to buy? No, right? That looks like a pullback for more short. Doesn't mean that that will happen, but it just means that that could happen. Let's look at AMD though. I'm gonna do next Friday expiration. No, actually, I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay away. I think I'm gonna stay away. It's a big move. This is a huge zone. That stop is $13 to almost 3%. I think I'm gonna just hold off. I'm gonna hold off on AMD. I don't think it's worth it. IWM is about to hit TP. Let's go. IWM. Let's go. IWM. And it keeps ripping too. Let's go. Great trade. Who caught IWM with me? Who caught it? I know Juice did. Juice did. Let's go. Who caught it? Let's go. Huge. Let's go. What are these emojis on YouTube? They're stupid. Let's go. And it keeps going. That's good. I think it's done now. But man, like, dude, that is such a clean picture of speed. That's what's holding me off of this trade. Look at this. I mean, this is like almost a trade. That's almost a swing, honestly. But look at the speed. Look at how fast we make a move. How fast we make a move, right? Look at SPY, how we're just kind of crawling. AMD, how we just kind of crawled, right? AMD is actually probably setting up really good for like a swing if we just turn off TLM. But with long weekend, I'm not going to get into a short-term swing like that. Now, Google could be a potential short still. Awesome, Tyrone. Let's go. Yeah, QCOM might be a dead, but that's where risk management comes into play, right? You should still make money. Man, I wish that was a little bit better of a pullback. Come on, Goog. Come on. I'd like to see high, low, a high formed right here, and then a break. We can kind of take this trade. So maybe if we get that, I really like shorts. Obviously, maybe a little bit better risk reward, but I like shorts there. But I don't know. Google's kind of ripping. So Google, well, I don't know. It's not really ripping that much. It's not even a Kleiner. It's not even about volume. It's not about volume. They all have good volume relative to normal trading. SPY has good volume. What I'm talking about is how quickly price changes direction, right? And how strong buyers came in. Right? If we were watching this live, let's just like watch this live on like 3x, right? Let's just watch this. So boom, we're going. No breaks, right? And let's watch SPY. Same thing, right? We come down, and it's lollygagging around, lollygagging, right? Speed isn't always volume. It doesn't always mean volume. Speed, let me just type this out. So indicates how many buyers and or sellers, right? That's volume, right? How many people are playing that today? Speed equals, and what I mean by speed is the amount, how about this? Large amount of one-sided movement that leads to price going from A to B quickly, typically a reversal, right? Like that is what I mean. Like if we want to make sure we're talking the same language, that is what I mean, right? So volume indicates how many buyers or sellers. That's what volume means. Speed is a large amount of one-sided movement that leads to price going from A to B quickly, right? That's what that means. IWM, we see price going from A to B, if this is B, very quickly. On SPY, price going from A to B very slowly. Lack of speed. Doesn't really show me buyers are in control. Same for AMD. From A to B very slowly. Yeah, Google's starting to rip. See, glad we didn't short that. Glad we did not short that. Come on, QCOM. SPY's starting to come up now. AMD still. Dude, Google's like on a... I mean, if you look at it, we gapped up, we pulled back, we filled gap, bounced off demand, and push higher. Right? It's not like a terrible opposite day. It's not like it's breaking rules. It's not really doing what I expected, you know? Right, let me look at this. So what is the... I'm getting like all these different numbers. Yes, sir, Juiced. You're welcome, bro. You take care, dude. Seriously. So I'm just looking at this. I'm like comparing this to my IRA right now. Why are we getting like different numbers? This says 64% return on the index here, but SPY is 110%. That doesn't make any sense. Anyone want to explain that to me? I just did VOO returns since 11. That's what I'm holding. It's weird, right? Interesting. Ooh, oh wait, I'm an idiot. We didn't open this in 21. We didn't even. Oh, maybe we did. Maybe we did. All right, QCOM's going up on a Tuesday. There we go. I'm looking liking this for a swing, bro. Man, I wish it wasn't a short week. I would swing this to Friday. Man, that's annoying. It's kind of weird that the market's closed on Friday, though. But not my market. Not my rules. Well, boys and girls, hey, looking a little light on the likes. If you took QCOM or enjoyed or IWM and you enjoyed winning, or you didn't, but you enjoyed us winning, please leave a like. Leave a like, my friends. Leave a like. Leave a like. Leave a like on the video. Theta's kind of getting me to their Mr. Bean trades. Theta's kind of getting me to. I think it's Theta, or it's just stupid spreads. Should have looked at next week. It's on me. Should have done like the 190 calls for next week. I didn't think it'd be that bad, but we'll get some juice when we start going closer to target. So things you should look for specifically are, is it regulated, right? Like, is it legit? Can I trade options on there? If you're trading options, if I can trade options on there, do they have multiple levels? Most do. Then from there, what are the fees? Then from there, maybe like, do you like the platform? For me, I don't really like Robinhood. I think it's more confusing than Thinkorswim, but some people think Thinkorswim is more confusing than Robinhood, right? So like, it just depends on what you're used to and what you like at the end of the day. I really, if you're not trading hundreds of thousands of dollars, fees are going to be irrelevant. Like, it's going to be 3 cents instead of 5. Irrelevant. Yeah, I like Thinkorswim too. They have really good support. So if things don't work correctly, it's pretty easy to get things solved and fixed with their help. I do all my long-term investing, or I guess like my investing, I use Fidelity and Webull. I like Webull's interface, and I like security that Fidelity provides. I think that's probably a fair thing to say. So that's kind of what I use. So I use multiple. I just don't really use Robinhood. Don't really like it. But another thing, make sure you freaking remember your passwords. I can't get into my Fidelity right now. Is it this? I don't want to get locked out. Nope, not that. Bro, what is my password? All right. Sorry. Don't look. I literally never use that password. So it's so weird. Bitwarden? I have not heard of Bitwarden. Is that a password thing, or is that like a broker? Well, I have like Apple passwords and Google Chrome passwords. That's what I use. But ever since I got a new phone, for some reason it doesn't always transfer over. It's annoying. It works, but it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes it shows up. It's something with the new phone. Bro, life is gonna get really hard whenever we're old. Some of us are already old watching this. But when I get old, I think life's gonna be really difficult. That's fair. It's gonna be rough, bro. It's gonna be rough when we're pushing 90 and the iPhone 700 comes out, if we even live to be that long. Dude, Hood is absolutely ripping, bro. Love to see it. I'm up $800 on the day just on Hood. It's freaking crazy. Look at that rip, bro. That's true. That's also true. Steven, that is also true. Yes, it was a swing trade I took. I think I took it on the live 2 weeks ago. No, almost a month ago. But my expiration is October, which I almost made like $8,000 if we would have hit profit right here. It would have been like $8,000. But I think it will end up being about, I'm at 2K right now. So if it hits within the next couple weeks, maybe $4,000. But yeah. So I'll go over why I took this. So we are in an uptrend, right? We are in an uptrend, and we pull back, right? We start to pull back. We're forming lower lows and lower highs. Boom. Then we come out of that and we break that, right? Really, the ideal entry would have been here, stop here, target same place, right? A little bit better risk reward. I missed that, obviously. But then when I saw it, we were starting to be in an uptrend, right? We got that change in trend or continuation of trend. I entered right here on this pullback. I don't think I entered in May. I think I entered right here, right at that 50% there. Boom. Take the trade. So we are in downtrend. We come out of said downtrend. I enter trade. So I think I entered. Maybe I did enter that day. No, I definitely entered like here. Monday. It would have been Wednesday. I entered on the live, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe, Alec, was I just with you? So this is my low. This is my high. And I would have entered at a 50% retrace of that. I was live with the group, right? So it would have been a Wednesday. So I entered here then. Wednesday, June 3rd. I think it really was that long ago. That's crazy. It's already been a month. And I've been sweating this thing out for It was me and you. So it was Monday. Or Tuesday. So I entered here then. Monday, June 1st. Yeah, Monday, June 1st is when yeah, for sure. Maybe right there. Was it Monday or Tuesday? Maybe Tuesday. One of these days. Let's just put it. Yeah, I think it was a Monday, June 1st is when I entered. Why did I take IWM? Hold up. Let's look at everything first. Look at SPY just crawling. Wow. Come on, QCOM. Come up, baby. Yeah, I think Theta is just destroying that, unfortunately. So IWM, why did I take IWM? Okay. So if we zoom out, right, we're in uptrend. So price is going up. Then we have confluence here. All right. Price is inside of TLM, comes out, comes back inside. Right. We don't really need a change in trend because we are in an uptrend. Right. We are already in an uptrend. However, for my stop, I think this is the important piece. I don't put my stop here at this low of day because this low hasn't created any sort of new high yet. It did eventually with our winning trade, but it didn't create a new high. So it's not a good place to put my stop. So I put my stop down here below this low over here, right? Why do I do that? This low is the most previous low. Again, that's above this entry that took out a high, right? So basically the market went low, high, higher, low, right? That's our trend, right? If we really want to look at it, that's our trend. That's all it did. There's a lot of, crazy movement in there, but really we went low to higher low, right? So I'm playing the probability that if we come out of TLM and come back inside and we start to show acceptance and this low will hold, right? I can take a trade up to the upside. If I put my stop below here, there's a possibility that we go boom, start to pull up, pull back, and then we come back up, right? And it's still valid because this low holds. But there's a very good chance that if this low were to break, if that low breaks, make this red so it's easier to see. If that low breaks, then more than likely we're going to come travel down into here, right? More than likely. We're going to kind of retrace this move that we made. But because that low, and that's like the true low that invalidates my trade idea. And so that's why I put my stop there. I think that's like the best way to look at this. Where traditionally, my stop would go below the low of day. But because the low of day wasn't even significant at all, right? It wasn't significant, it didn't show any significance, right? It didn't do anything yet. That's why I want to put my stop somewhere else. I always want to put my stop in an area that invalidates my trade. always want to put it where it invalidates my trade. For example, AMD. I really think this is a good trade, and I would take this trade if market was open on Friday. This low breaking invalidates this entire trade setup until we get down to here. Then it's like another trade setup, but that's another $10, whatever, right? I think this is a good setup, really good. The downside to swinging into 2 weeks from now is you're going to pay about $2,000 per contract, and I don't want to do that, right? On a especially a long weekend, we gap down and I blow through all $2,000 each per contract. Right? I don't want to do that. But this is a good breakdown of everything. I think the most important piece to just remember is your stop. I'll type this out to you guys. Your stop should be the point in which your trade is no longer valid, right? That should be your stop. And then from there, you base the rest of the trade. Right. So if my stop is no longer, or if I'm looking for a stop that's valid, put that here, right? Base entries and targets off of that. Right. So I'm not looking for the perfect entry. I'm looking for the perfect stop. I'm looking for a stop that invalidates my trade. If I find that, then all I need is a good risk reward. Boom. Right. Again, SPY, for example, this is a good example, honestly. Okay. If I were to enter here, let's say, we're in a clear uptrend, right? What is this like massive? Oh, right. We're in a clear uptrend. Does this low breaking here, does that make me think the market's now bearish? No, it does not. It does not. Not even this low breaking makes me think the market's bearish. Why? Because we essentially have gone straight up since Monday at 10:15 Eastern. We've gone straight up. So market needs to make moves that go up and down like this that's just how the market works, right? So if I put my stop here, it doesn't actually make sense for this trade because it doesn't invalidate it. It doesn't invalidate longs. What invalidates longs is really this low breaking. So if this is my, right now in this current moment, if I want to take a trade, this is where I put my stop, right? Now, based off price action, I need to find a good entry and risk reward, right? I don't have that today at all. It's not possible today at this, at what we're looking at now. No, it's not possible for any type of trade. Hopefully this ramble helps you guys understand stuff. Bro, seriously, QCOM's about to get the boot. Yeah, look at PLTR yesterday. I'm just kind of worried about theta, honestly. Well, are we still having the issue with Tanner? Tanner, are you still here? Did you fix TLM or what? Because mine's working on futures. Is anyone else still having issues? Anyone else having issues? Oh, cool. Okay. I was about to say, like, interesting, Tyrone. With QCOM, man, it's basically like with theta, entries now like up here. Stupid. So, is anyone else looking at anything? I think we're about done for the day. Nice and chill day. Got one win with IWM. QCOM's still sitting at kind of a small loss, but break even really. Seriously. QCOM's just a crawler. That's the only thing. QCOM's just a crawler. It won't ever work on higher time frame because it's for day trading only. So I don't think it works past the hour, maybe 2 hour. I typically wait. I just wait. I think this trade will work out. It's just going to be pretty crappy P&L because of theta. I think it'll work out though. But the downside to it is theta. I think it'll work out. Now, the structure is valid as long as this low holds. If this low breaks, right, then our structure goes to crap. So told you, you can either use, it's relative to what your lower time frame is. If I'm on the 1 minute, my higher time frame is honestly, I zoom out on the 1 minute, right? I literally just zoom out. Sometimes I might go to like a 15. If I'm swing trading or looking at like a higher, I want to enter a trade off 2 hour, I'm gonna look at the daily or the weekly. But I like more data. So I would rather look at the hour and zoom out than look at the weekly and zoom in. You know what I'm saying? I like more data. I like more price action to be able to determine stuff versus like, I don't know, length of time, I guess, if you will. I'd rather look at, again, this goes back to May, April, March, right? It shows me a good picture if I go on the weekly right? Like this is my picture. What shows me a better picture of what's happening, right? Obviously this zoomed out, but again, it's all relative to what your trade is really. But like QCOM, I literally was on the 1 minute and I zoomed out like this, right? Like that's how I took this trade. Exactly. Yeah. Just sorry, I don't know when you sent that, but yeah, it's just what I'm seeing, right? What's happening. If I can't find like a really clear, clean supply and demand zone, I'll go up in the time frame for sure. I'll go up in time frame. Well, boys and girls, I think I'm gonna call it a day. So QCOM will be a trade until we either hit stop or we come up here. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Let's go out and have a good day. Enjoy your day. It's freaking windy where I'm at. So I'm going to be hanging out inside today, but if you guys have any fun plans, drop them in the Slack. If this is your first time watching, I'm so glad you're here. Hope you caught the win on IWM. But outside of that, make sure that you like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't. Have some content coming out here shortly, and we'll see you next week. Peace.